The story begins with James Woods, a young and ambitious writer from England. Seeking inspiration for his next novel, James travels to the old village of Crownhill in the south of England. The village, with its rich history of folklore and superstitions, offers a serene atmosphere far away from the bustling cities. James rents an old, abandoned house on the outskirts of the village, a place the locals refer to as the Forgotten House. The house is situated next to a misty, dense forest, and from the moment James steps inside, he feels a heavy atmosphere. The large, empty rooms with their grand windows overlook the forest, and shadows linger in the corners, even in daylight. James, who doesn't believe in superstitions, sees this as an opportunity. Perhaps the eeriness of the house will fuel his imagination for his next novel. He plans to stay for several months to allow his mind to flow freely. In the first few days, everything seems calm, but after a while, James begins hearing strange sounds. At first, they're faint whispers coming from the upper floor or sometimes from deep within the forest outside. He thinks it's just the wind or animals in the woods, but as the nights go by, the whispers grow louder and clearer. It's as if someone is living in the house with him. Now deeply unsettled, James decides to research the house's past. He visits the local library and asks the village historians. They tell him the house once belonged to the Blackwood family, who mysteriously disappeared centuries ago. Rumor has it that Elizabeth Blackwood, the last heir of the family, was a witch who performed dark rituals in the basement of the house. Ever since then, anyone who has lived in the house has gone mad, and some have even disappeared. The villagers believe the spirits of the Blackwood family still linger in the house, and at night, their whispers can be heard. James, who had previously dismissed these tales as superstition, now can't shake the feeling that there's something more to it. He returns to the house and decides to go down into the basement, the place where, according to the villagers, the terrible events took place. As he explores the basement, he discovers a hidden door, sealed with old chains. James breaks the chains and enters a secret room, filled with strange symbols and occult artifacts. In the center of the room is an ancient book lying on a table. James approaches the book, and as he opens it, a strange, musty odor fills the air. The book is full of dark spells and incantations. But before he can read further, the room suddenly becomes ice cold, and the eerie whispers grow into terrifying screams. This time, the whispers are clear and terrifying. James suddenly feels that unseen eyes are watching him in the darkness of the basement. Shadows emerge from the corners of the room, moving toward him. At that moment, he notices the large mirror from upstairs has somehow appeared in this hidden room. But what he sees in the mirror is no longer his reflection. In the mirror, he sees a woman slowly turning her face toward him. It's Elizabeth Blackwood, her hollow eyes staring back at him. She smiles wickedly, and the whispers around him turn into horrifying screams. Panicking, James runs to escape the house, but the doors are locked, and the sound of footsteps growing louder and closer echoes from every corner. In the final moments, he realizes that the spirit of Elizabeth and her family intend to claim him as their next victim, trapping him in the house forever. The podcast could end with an open-ended conclusion. As James struggles to escape, his screams fade into the distance, and all that remains is the silence and dark whispers within the house. Finally, the narrator's voice could tell listeners that James Woods was never seen again, and the forgotten house in the misty forests of Crownhill remains abandoned to this day.